Hello, everyone, and welcome to Manacast. I'm Buzzkill, and once again, I'm joined by Starym.
Yay.
Yay! And yeah, this is a part of our
Weekly thing.
weekly.
I mean, weekly. I'm gonna put it into quotation marks, in the article, because
Yeah, more like
I mean, look, it's a week. I mean, this is a week. What's the
I
problem?
never said it's W. I mean
Yeah,
EEK.
no, it's not each weekly. It's just weekly. It's
Yeah,
done within a week.
exactly.
It's not outside of the time
Now
space
more had it is
continuum.
more like a WEAK.
Oh,
Yeah,
weekly.
weekly.
No,
Yeah.
oh, Christ, no. Oof, no, no,
Okay.
no. Well, are we gonna have to restart the recording?
Yeah. Nah.
Anyway,
Uh,
because anyway, last time it was a fair complaint. Well, not a complaint, but a fair comment that it was kind of long, because we just prattle on endlessly. So we thought we'd cut them up into two parts of the weekly thing. So we'd talk about. This is the first part. We'll talk about the games we've been playing recently, stuff we're hyped about, and what's coming out, I guess, which is nothing this month except for one thing. But yeah, and then the second part will cover the news in gaming that's been going on since the last time. So part two will be like 3 hours.
there wasn't really much happening anyway. It's
Yeah,
useless
there
fucking
was.
news.
There
Yeah.
was.
So,
Yeah.
what have I been playing even? I mean, apart from my usual FIFA Football Manager Crusader Kings kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It's the forbidden topic.
Yeah. Oh man, I got something about Crusader King. No, I've been playing Vessel. Have you heard about it?
I saw the video. It was on Rock Paper Shotgun, and it looked really. But with these indie games, I always I look at them. They look oh, this looks cool, and then I never think of them again.
No.
I'm horrible.
For
I
me, it's
really
like
am.
I see a platformer. Okay, it's a platformer. Check. It's indie. Check. It has puzzles. Okay. Let's buy this motherfucker. So, yeah, Vessel is fucking fun. It's not, I mean, it's not one of those games like Braid or Limbo that people are gonna be talking about for, years to come. But it's definitely a game to try. It's like a platformer puzzle game that uses some liquid uh, physics and well, pretty. I won't say hard, but the game doesn't really lull you in with okay, now you have 120 easy puzzles, and you won't even
Yeah.
notice when it gets hard, but it gets hard pretty noticeably, and yeah.
I really like the way it looked because it's not different, like Limbo is very unique and so on.
Hmm.
It looks very normal but still very distinct, which is the stupid thing to say, but it's true. I don't know how to better explain it. It really, and again, I saw like a video and the screenshots, so
Yeah.
yeah.
One complaint I would have is basically it's not really a complaint for me, but for some might be. It's practically impossible to play with a keyboard and a mouse. You have to play
Oh
with it
yeah.
because it's just
I
controls.
haven't.
Yeah, controls become so clustered and retarded. You have to
No,
have.
I mean I haven't played like the arcadey type games on a keyboard. I just can't, especially stuff like Dark Side, the action, more action based RPGs, even Kingdoms of Amalur. I can't. It's not. I don't understand people who can play them with mouse and keyboard. And I've had friends tell me, like for example, Dark Side. Oh yeah, it's really fun with keyboard mouse, and I just don't. Why would you do that?
Nah,
It's
some
not the
games are
way.
just not meant to be played.
Oh,
Look,
and yeah, by the way, the interesting topic. This is Ubisoft specifically said for Assassin's Creed 3 that they won't really, try to make it work well with the keyboard and mouse, and they just optimize for a controller and so on. So,
yeah.
and that I'm sure that got some PC gamers totally pissed. Like,
Fuck.
oh my god, they're disrespecting
Look,
us. Let's have a boycott.
if you're a gamer, you own a fucking good
Yeah,
controller. It's not
yeah.
even a question. Okay, if you're playing MMOs and stuff like that, you don't. But if you're playing arcade games, sports games, platformers, you have a controller. I mean, come on, it's
I mean, you can. I mean, I think can you even theoretically play like FIFA on? That's not even. I can't imagine.
well,
Is there even an option in the game?
yeah, I think it is.
By the way, just I'm asking because the last FIFA I played was like 2001,
Well, last
maybe.
FIFA I played on a
Or
keyboard was
no,
like in '98, so I wouldn't know
it
if.
was 90. I think the last FIFAs and PES and so what the hell is the name?
Pro Evolution Soccer.
Pro Evolution Soccer. Yeah, yeah. It was like 12 years ago. That's the last
I
one I
pay money to see you play football games. Seriously,
I would
Uh,
seriously. You give me like I would have to.
I want to see you stream
I
that
would
shit.
get out of you. Just give me. I'd have to get paid a lot because I hate them, but I'm sure I can beat anyone. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm totally sure you can.
listen,
Mr. Can't name one football club.
listen, turd. I actually play games on the console,
Oh
so
yeah.
so
Well,
my controller skills are much better than yours.
that's implying. Yeah, well, I finished Dark Souls, so I must be a pro gamer, right? Fucking hell.
I think seriously, if I saw someone that finished Dark Souls, I would punch them in the face, and then while I'm punching them, I would scream at them, "Why? Why would you do this?"
I want it to come on PC just so it's there,
Yeah.
just so you know, because look, I hate console wars. I hate PC versus consoles. I hate Xbox. Everyone that goes in console war talk is a fucking idiot. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I hate when certain individuals talk about, oh yeah, you know, consoles they have Dark Souls, Demon Souls, whatever. PC
Yeah.
doesn't have it. We have the the.
But this, I mean,
I've played it. It's not even that. I don't think I'm gonna like it on a PC. I didn't like it on a console.
no, it's yeah, it's not good. But it's getting really. I mean, the console PC thing. I mean, I had to buy an Xbox specifically because there were so many games that were simply not coming out for PC. It was a actually very large amount, you know, back in during Halo 3 and Gears 2, Fable even. It just, you know, I mean, you didn't have to, but I wanted to get a console, so could you actually play, you know, everything that came out?
There's thing is, there are a lot of games that I cannot play on consoles. I have to play them on a PC. Anything that
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I've had a similar experience. Like we play co-op a lot. I mean, I basically bought the console, you know, to play split screen and so on with friends. And I have like a giant number of friends that just categorically refuse to play a first-person shooter on the console. Just no. And we're like, you know, we have 2 or 3 games you can play in 4-player because I have 2 consoles. Because for some reason, games don't have system link. Like only 10% of co-op games have system link, so you can, you know, it's LAN basically. And there are like 2 games we can play, and one of them is a first-person shooter. And there's no way you could get these people to play because they're shit at it, and you'll.
Well, it's not being. I mean, okay, look, I'm sure I 100% am shit in a 3D shooter on a console.
Yeah, but you just have to.
I refuse to get used to it. I refuse to play.
That's such bullshit. That's just so annoying.
Look, if they were selling cars that you get to play with a fucking joystick, I would refuse to drive it.
Yeah, of course, but that's not the option here. It's like, listen, we want to play this game together now.
Fuck you, buy a PC.
We've been playing for 2 years, you know. Yeah, they'll just carry. They're like 5 people. We'll carry PCs over to my house every single weekend.
No, there's internet and shit, you know?
No, there isn't. That's a rumor.
Oh, yeah, Croatia. That's... when internet is like a cup on a string.
We have system, like LAN cables from one house to the other. That's how.
So basically, to go back to what we've been playing, I've been playing Vessel, which I recommend to anyone that likes indie puzzlers. You know, it's a really good game to try out. And then I've played, finally, Alan Wake, which has been praised so far.
When it was released.
What?
I played it like 2 years ago when it was actually.
Well, yeah, but I didn't like it. Did you like it even?
No, I mean, it's not that I didn't like it. You know, oh, it's horrible. It's just, whatever.
And I'm the first one that will find a game scary and refuse to play it. This game wasn't really that scary.
Not scary at all.
And
I mean, but for me, the reason I played it and I got to, because I always, you know, because I'm an idiot, I always put it on the most difficult setting, and on the consoles, it's the last setting is actually difficult, so I got mildly stuck at a place, which means I died 3 times, and that's how dare the game kill me 3 times in the most difficult setting, you know? Do they know who I am?
That's the same person that wants Inferno to be 10 times.
Of course. No, but the point is, I just turned it off for the night. And then I read just accidentally that there's no actual end. Like when you finish the game, the story they don't explain shit. And then I said, okay, fuck it, because it wasn't that good the gameplay, but the story was kind of okay. I was interested at least a little. But then when I found out that there's no resolution, I just stopped.
I just generally I despise such games.
Does
So
it look
fuck.
good? Because I would think it would look really good on a PC.
It's repetitive. It's a
No,
story
look,
time, forest killing, shadow creatures time, story time. It's just come on, mix it up.
but it looks really good, right? I mean, because
Yeah, it looks good. It looks
like 2 years ago on Xbox, so I guess it looks.
no for a game that old. It just looks. I won't say it looks fat. It 99% of it happens in a shadowy, darky places, so it can't really look that horrible. Yeah, it's a decent looking game.
I'm just always sad when such interesting mechanics get just completely poorly handled, because the whole thing is light and dark, blah blah. It's not something revolutionary, but it could be, and it's just you shine a light on the thing and then you shoot it. It's just like an alt fire. You have to aim before you shoot. It's actually the same thing as like a normal first person.
Anywhere else, but just aim. I mean, the whole revolutionary mechanic and the whole gimmick of a game is aim at him for 10 seconds before you can actually shoot him down. Okay, that's awesome. That's something new and refreshing. Yeah. So the last thing I've played, apart from my usual 3, is Dungeons. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's basically Dungeons is I want to say a remake, because that would imply it's as good. It's an attempt to remake the old legend and one of my favorite games, Dungeon Keeper and Dungeon Keeper 2. And these guys, as much as they copied as much as they could and so on, they forgot one important thing, and that's a lot of developers forget about it in the game, and it's soul. It's just copying mechanics and shit is not necessary in order to make a good game. And Pete Molyneux, the founder of Bullfrog that made Dungeon Keeper, he hasn't really made any really good games since. So
and he quit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard that he quit. So, but I'm talking about Bullfrog. Anyway, Bullfrog, got fucked like 4, 5, 6 years ago. Who cares?
It's always EA.
And look, Pete Molyneux he hasn't made any good games since Dungeon Keeper, I think. And this is a guy that made one of my favorite games, the Syndicate and so on, Magic Carpet, whatever. But still, this is one of his, the thing. This is for me, that's the, the flag carrier of his whole career. And these guys just managed to fucking destroy it. I don't know. I played like 10 levels or whatever. I don't even know how many. And I was just fucking, I can't, just got douche chills all over my body playing it. So, sad attempts of making it the same, but it's just, fuck, don't play it.
No, I didn't. I mean, when I heard about it, it was just. I mean, I saw that it was some no-name developer, which might sound, lame of me to say, but things like this, it kind of has to be at least someone that what they did before, and it sounded like a shovelware game.
No, if Pete Molyneux came back, said, "Look, I'm gonna make Dungeon Keeper 3," I wouldn't be hyped about it. And I can still install Dungeon Keeper 2 and have so much fun playing it. It's crazy. So it's one of those games that I do not care about being remade or, made any sequels and so on. So yeah, that's what did you play?
Yeah. Well, since you've mentioned Vessel, again, I'm not that much into side scrollers and stuff like that, but we found this really awesome game, and it's coming to PC as well. I think it's like in a few days it's coming to PC. Shoot Many Robots, and it's awesome. It's seriously some of the most fun in co-op you can have, and it's a downloadable game, so it's cheap. I don't know, it's $10 or something like that. I don't really remember. So obviously playing on the Xbox, and 2-player local and 4-player online. Mm-hmm. And it's a shooter, side scroller. It's one of those games where you don't really need to describe the story because it's in the title. You shoot many robots. That's what happens. It has experience, which is, I don't know why, just anything that has experience points just makes things better for me. Even Tetris, and then it has items. So again, this will lead nicely into the Diablo discussion later.
But it's primarily a co-op game.
No. You can play it. You can play it on your own. It's the same thing. But it's. I don't think I played it. Solo a bit, but it's not as much fun. especially when you start playing co-op, then you'll have less fun solo, and then it's not that easy to judge a game when you've played the better version, basically, which is the co-op. But it's really because you get like where you have 4 or 5 equipment slots and a shit ton of items, and not just it does 3 more damage. They're funny items, like you have tutus or like just underwear you wear, and you can see it on the guy, and it makes it faster or more damage, blah blah blah, and so on. And a ton of weapons, heavy weapon, light weapon, and totally different mechanics of shooting. Have snipers, guns, blah blah, and they work differently. It's not just you do less damage, you do more damage. It's not complex, but it's much more than you'd expect from a just side-scrolling shooter. I really really enjoyed it.
No, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. That sounds cool.
I think it's coming in a few days, and it's one of those things. I played it, and then I read the reviews, and apparently it's some weird, like IGN, which I have always thought their rating system.
I don't care much about any rating.
Yeah, starts at 7 and ends at like 12, because I've never seen a game
0 to 10 scale.
Yeah. No, it's 7 to 10 is their scale, and this game actually got a 4.
Wow.
And then you have Destructoid, which I think their scale is from 0 to 8, and mostly 0. They gave it like an 8. So it's completely reversed. It's just a weird phenomenon. And again, if IGN gives it a low score, I'm just instantly buying it. Like IGN, GameSpot.
Yeah, that just means they didn't get it.
I just hate those guys. They're such retarded sites. I can't even.
I don't care. Look, I don't care about game reviews really. I like to read the review itself, but the grade. Okay, yeah. So you give it 8.7 on GameSpot. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy it because fuck you, you corrupt piece of shit.
No, but it's kind of weird because 4. What? I'm guessing, and I didn't read the review because I don't want to go to the site. I'm afraid I'll, catch something like an STD. But a 4. It's obvious what they say. I don't know if the guy played, solo and didn't really get any good item. I can't imagine because a 6, whatever, a Mass Effect 3 score, that's fine. The 2, but it's. I just don't know.
It's dumb to discuss gaming review sites because they're so incoherent. Fuck them.
I'm guessing that the developer refused to bribe them, and then they got angry.
Yeah, but that's most probably. That's pretty much how I feel it happens. I'm not sure it does, but
yeah, probably not. But still, it's fun to
fuck
about it. But it was really, really a ton of fun. Then Asura's Wrath. That's a while ago, like a month ago or something.
What's that again?
It's really difficult to explain. This is the other title, which the name tells you everything, but you can't really get it to start playing.
Well,
it's an action game. It's I guess Ninja Gaiden, stuff like that. God of War, I guess, but it's not like God of War. But that's the style. You have heavy attacks, light attacks, blah blah, and your third person chase camera, and it's like high anime, like total insanity. The game open, like the ending scene in Mass Effect where the fleet fights the Reapers, and it's this epic. That's the beginning of Asura's Wrath. You have giant fleet of evil, which basically are called evil. I don't know, there's a name, but it's they're red and they're all corrupt, and there's this fleet of thousands of ships, and they're fighting, and then you have these 8 generals, which are like anime demigods, and you play one of them, and you're literally in space with thousands of ships, like fighting. You're there, like just a dude in not even armor, you're bare chested, and you're destroying spaceships, just fucking punching that X button, and you're destroying everything in sight. It's one of the more fun games I've played in a long time. It's insane.
I'm checking it now. Yeah, but which game has really brought this system, the YX and fucking B or whatever, AX and B spam to the highest level? What do you think?
But the thing about the game, and this is what I really like, is the boss fights. For example, there's no health on the bosses.
Oh.
There's no, it's not, the point is the game is Asura's Wrath. That's this guy Asura, and he's just, his power is that he gets so pissed. His power raises exponentially with, how pissed he is. And, some bad shit happens, they betray him, blah, blah, whatever. The story isn't exactly involving, but it works. And the gameplay is with bosses, the more you fight, the more you feel this gauge of wrath.
Uh-huh.
And the point is, in every single combat, just to get it to the maximum, and then you activate your wrath, and then you fucking kill everything. And
you quick time event the fuck out of people.
No, there's no quick time event. You just kill it. I mean, it's really it's every fight.
Oh, but that's not necessarily cool. I mean, not necessarily bad.
It works, but it works really well. I mean, the guy screams like for 90%.
Speaking of anime games, I've tried one thing that I had recommended, that people recommended to me, and I tried it, and it was so bad. It's called. Wait, I gotta check because I would never be able to remember this.
Game or a show?
What?
A game or
it's a game. It's a game. It's Ice the Oath in Felghana.
No idea.
It is basically like oldie-time looking graphics, even though 3D, isometric kind of combat, animation. The thing that I started playing it, I first checked some gameplay movies and so on, and I'm like, oh, this could be interesting and so on, nice. And then the game opens up with a fucking 20-minute intro that you can't skip, that doesn't make any sense.
That's JRPGs, that's what they do.
Come on. And then I'm completely hyped playing it, and then you get in a game, and I think I know everything about the game already. I mean, come on, you get me through a fucking 20-minute of retarded intro, and then I have to play through, half an hour of dialogues and shit. And look, I don't mind any of this if this was a high production kind of Western game that made sense.
They usually don't make sense.
It's like in JRPGs, I have usually one dilemma. I'm not sure if the translations are really bad or the writing is bad.
Yeah. I mean, I have me and a friend of mine. We actually, in most Japanese games, we turn on the Japanese dub, the Japanese language, and you put the subtitles, and it's 10 times better, regardless of the translation. It's just because the voices are, real. They're actually anime style. It's better, even though you have to read, and it's not, it's 10 times better.
I think the same team that was making voice acting for Oblivion is doing every single JRPG ever made. Those same four people: a kid, a woman, like a middle-aged guy and an old guy, and and there's always a lot of sighing and a lot of screaming and fuck. Look, I'm first one to say that some Zelda games and certain Final Fantasy games are one of the best RPGs out there. And
I wouldn't.
Well, come on, Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Final Fantasy VII are to me just
Final Fantasy VII fine, but it's still definitely not among my favorite.
Look, I would put it next to next to my top.
Don't say it because I'll have to kill you. Yeah, but with anime, the thing is that anime games don't make sense immediately. Anime shows don't make sense at the end.
Well,
they go along, and then the ending is just some complete gibberish that makes no sense whatsoever. But the games, for some reason, start with gibberish and then continue.
I have no problems in immersing myself in a JRPG if it's made well. And for example, those two that I've named. But
Zelda isn't really a JRPG.
What? Asura?
Zelda isn't really a JRPG.
Well, no, it's not really a JRPG, but that sense. It has a lot of. It has
a Japanese RPG, but it's not a JRPG.
No, it has a lot of elements, but that's why I like it. It's very Westernish, same as Final Fantasy VII. It's too Western to be a shitty JRPG like Grandia or whatever, but. Yeah, it's a good. Those are good games. Anyway, this is so you played Asura's Wrath. You said anything else?
Yeah, Asura's Wrath. Really, if you can get it, borrow it, or usually it's not really worth buying. But it's actually really really fun. It's not too long either. But yeah, I've tried the Path of Exile beta, which is the
Oh, the savior of
Yeah.
Diablo genre and the killer of Diablo 3 game that's better. Oh, I'm just cool.
I don't understand these people. I mean, it's not a bad game. But when I'm just in the chat, people are chatting because it's like an MMO type hub thing, and the chat is global, and they're like, "Oh, this looks better than Diablo 3. It's like Diablo 2," and then I don't see it. It looks horrible, and I don't understand it. Why does it look? It doesn't look horrible in any obvious way. I mean, I've played Din's Curse, which is like which does look horrible. It looks basically like Minecraft, but Diablo camera, and I loved it. I loved Din's Curse. It's really it's a great game, and this has smooth, whatever rendered textures and so on, and it just looks horrible. And the animations of the characters, they look horrible, and the characters, the spells, I tried playing it, and I played a ton of action RPGs without even the most horrible ones. I didn't like. I still played them, but this I couldn't play more than like 2 hours, and I don't really know why. It's so weird.
I've remembered one other thing that I've tried. Because I'm a big Jagged Alliance fan, I tried the new remake of the Jagged Alliance series, and it is, well, not really, nothing to really be excited about.
Yeah, I saw the reviews and the comments, and
You know what the problem is? Look, I've said many times that I would rather have a remake of an old game than attempt of a sequel, and then try to adapt it for the new audiences and shit. In this case, and in this case, that would naturally be true, but I find the same problem here that I might have with Diablo Baldur's Gate 2 remake, and that is when the game is out for years and has this cult following, it tends to have a lot of mods and a lot of works on, a lot of patches and shit. So if you're trying to remake the game, don't remake the vanilla, that's inferior. Try to get a lot of these patches and mods in as well. Because, for example, there is I think it's 1.13 patch for Jagged Alliance 2, which is a patch that changes the game so much. It's literally a new game. Right, and these guys just remake the vanilla, and it's if a game is worse than some patch from '98, fuck it. And I fear the same thing for Diablo, for Baldur's Gate as well.
No, but I didn't really play the modded versions of Baldur's Gate.
Well, modded versions are insane because they finish a lot of because the game was rushed in the end. There's a lot of quests that are not finished. There's a lot of items that are balanced, and a lot of dialogues remade and so on. So the modded version is the superior version. It's how games should be played. And now this enhanced edition that's gonna come out in summer? Who knows?
Yeah.
Might be.
I don't think they'll add the mod stuff. I doubt.
Or maybe they'll finish those quests themselves. I mean, they probably won't add unfinished quests in the enhanced version.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is it for this portion of a Manacast. Is it?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Just so people can actually listen to it in a normal amount of time and not have to
7 hours of
set aside
the next edition is it's 6 hours of Crusader Kings, my dynasty explained in every single detail.
You go day by day, even though the game is year by year.
No, game is day by day, and I do describe every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I had to kill a hunchback son because he was too high in line of the succession. So it's Crusader Kings problems. So yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'll continue this later, and you should definitely let us know what you think of the newer format or whatever, and because I have no idea if this was even interesting at all to anyone. I don't know. It is to me, but then again, why wouldn't it be? So